back. Today, we're diving into a framework that's all about cutting through the chaos at work and replacing it with some serious clarity. It's called Value Stream Leadership, and it's built on 5 really powerful pillars that, honestly, could completely change how you see your organization.
You know the feeling, right? It feels like everyone is just spinning their wheels. Your teams are working in their own little silos. Priorities seem to change every single day. And there's this constant friction that just slows everything down. You look around and everyone is busy, for sure, but are you actually moving the needle? Are you delivering real value? Well, that feeling of organized chaos, that's exactly the problem we're going to tackle today.
So here's our game plan. We're going to start by digging into that friction we all feel. Then I'll introduce this idea of value stream leadership. From there, we'll break down all 5 of the pillars, specifying value, then creating stream and flow, and finally implementing pull and a drive for perfection. And we'll wrap it all up by looking at how this completely redefines what it even means to be a leader. All right, so what's the antidote to all that chaos? It's something called value stream leadership. And look, this isn't just another management buzzword to throw around. It's a genuine, fundamental shift in how you see your work. It's about learning to see your organization not as a bunch of separate departments and teams, but as one single, interconnected system that's designed for one purpose and one purpose only: delivering value to your customer. Now, at the very heart of this whole idea is the value stream. The easiest way to think about it is like a river. The value your customer wants, that's the water. And the stream? Well, that's the entire path the water takes to get to them, from the very first spark of an idea all the way through design, production, and right into their hands. A true leader's job isn't just to manage one little bend in the river, it's to understand and optimize the entire river, from source to sea. And that brings us perfectly to our first pillar, which is really the foundation for everything else we're going to talk about. You have to specify value. Before you can even think about managing the stream, you have to know with absolute certainty what you're delivering. And guess what? The only person who gets to define that is the customer. The definition of value here is just brutally, beautifully simple. It's any action or process that a customer would willingly pay for. That's it. No fluff, no internal metrics. So as a leader, your number one job is to get crystal clear on this and then set a vision that aligns your entire organization around what the customer actually wants. This quote right here, this becomes your most powerful filter. Seriously. Whenever your team is debating where to spend time or invest money or energy, you can just bring it back to this one simple question. It cuts right through all the internal politics, all the personal opinions, and it forces everyone to focus on what truly, truly counts. Okay, so once you've clearly defined what value is, the very next question is, how do you deliver it as efficiently as possible? And that's where our next 2 pillars, stream and flow, come into play. This is where we shift from talking about strategy to making seamless execution a reality. And this really happens in 2 stages. Pillar 2, identify the stream, is all about making that entire end-to-end process visible to everyone. It's about literally breaking down the walls between teams so everyone can see the whole picture. Because once you can see it, then you can achieve Pillar 3, establish flow. And that's where you actively hunt down and just obliterate the barriers and bottlenecks so that work can move without all that friction. You know, making the stream visible lets you do something absolutely critical. It lets you separate the value-adding work from pure waste. Value is the stuff the customer actually wants. Waste, well, that's everything else. It's the endless meetings, the unnecessary handoffs, the delays, the rework, all the stuff that burns time and money but delivers absolutely nothing to the customer. A leader's job in creating flow is to become obsessed with maximizing value and ruthlessly eliminating waste. And now we get to the final 2 pillars. These are all about building a culture that is both incredibly responsive and is always getting better. With pull and perfection, you're building a system that's not just efficient, but intelligent and sustainable for the long haul. So pillar 4 is about implementing what's called a pull system. This means you stop pushing work based on forecasts and assumptions, which almost always overloads your teams with stuff that might not even be needed. A pull system is the exact opposite. You only do the work in response to real, actual customer demand. As a leader, your role here is to foster a culture that acts on hard evidence, not on guesses. That's what makes an organization truly agile. And that brings us to our final pillar, work to perfection. Now hold on, this is not about being flawless, because that's impossible. Perfection here means something totally different. It means embracing the relentless, ongoing pursuit of a better way to do things. It's a mindset. So how does a leader actually make this happen? Well, it's not about giving grand speeches. It's about your actions. It means you are the one modeling how to solve problems. You are the one supporting and protecting time for daily team learning. And you are the one responsible for creating an environment where striving for excellence isn't some distant goal. It's just how you operate every single day. So when you step back and you put all 5 of these pillars together, you start to realize something. This isn't just a new to-do list for a manager. It's a complete redefinition of what a leader's role is. You're no longer just the person in charge of a department. You are now the steward of an entire value stream. Let's just put it all together one last time. This whole framework gives every leader a clear set of actions. You specify value by setting that crystal clear vision. You identify the stream by championing visibility across the whole process. You establish flow by getting in there and removing barriers. You implement pull by building a culture that responds to reality. And you work to perfection by driving constant learning. You see? It's one integrated system for leading effectively in a really complex world. So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with this one question. I want you to look at your own team, your own organization. Think about the friction. Think about the chaos that you feel every day. Of these 5 pillars we just talked about, which one needs your attention right now? Which is the one that if you started building it today would make the biggest possible difference?